have to play your way out of being on Hard Knocks off-season.
Learn Chinese, buddy. Konnichiwa.
It's a me.
Calling my shot now. They make the playoffs next year with Sanders as their quarterback.
Steph Curry walked so Caitlin Clark could run. That cup should go back to Canada where it belongs this next go-round.
I like to suck on him a little bit first. Get all this all
Where was Nick Foles on January 6th?
Hey, everybody, what is going on? It is Tuesday night. That means it is time for another edition of Craft Brewed Sports. This one's going to be weird, everybody. Your boy is solo. No Scott tonight, no Mookie tonight. It is me on my own. I've never done this solo before. This show has always been at least two hosts. So this is a weird feeling. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be uncomfortable. I'm sure the computer will mess up. I'm going to have to scroll. I don't have anybody backing me up. So when the music starts playing and I can't stop it, it's just going to be me having to figure it out. So bear with me. We're going to have some bumps. We're going to have some bruises, but everything's going to be fine. We're going to get through this. No problems. We got a great show. Take my shirt off, Tyson, right off the jump. Making it weird right off the jump. The Lou Holtz sigh is what you get for that comment there, Tyson. Let's tell you about my sports weekend, everybody. NFL didn't exist for me this weekend. Everything else, beautiful weekend for your boy. Started off Saturday. Tottenham comes from behind to take a 2-2 tie on the road, sneaking a point on the road. Felt great. The Nativity U8 team, we struggled on Saturday, bounced back and had a good tie on Sunday. FC Cincinnati Saturday night got 3 points on the road in LA. Huge win in the Supporter Shield race, keeping that dream alive. Playoffs on lock for FC Cincinnati. And then Notre Dame didn't disappoint me. So that was a wonderful feeling on Saturday. Sunday comes around and NFL doesn't exist. I have no plans to watch the NFL while Joe Burrow is out. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear about it. It is completely gone from my viewpoint. I'm not even paying attention to what happens with the Bengals because it's just going to be an utter disappointment. The shellacking they took in Minnesota to Carson Wentz and the Vikings, they should be ashamed. They should be absolutely ashamed of all of that they put on tape. Yes, Uncle Whitey, great point. Caesar did a solo intro. I am trying to channel the dog. Caesar did about 10 minutes to keep the streak alive. Your boy is going to try to do 90 minutes tonight. So it is not going to be easy for me, but we are going to get through. Gabe saying, hope you took the GGG this week, Mike. I tried, Gabe. I tried. Here's the problem. So for those of you that don't know, in Discord, Gabe gives us Gabe's bets, his Gabe guarantees for the weekend, and they cash. Gabe knows what he's talking about when it comes to, he's the anti-Mookie when it comes to gambling. The problem is Gabe gives you some prop bets that don't exist in Ohio. Prop bets on players in college that they try to make it so that you can't do. So Jeremiah Love, anytime touchdown scorer, Jadarian Price, anytime touchdown scorer, those prop bets, you can't bet on them at a reputable site. You got to go off book. You got to go to those creepy sites that are going to steal your information. So I did not bet the GGG bet, Gabe. I apologize, but it is impressive. Gabe's saying, my bad, go across the river. Yes, that's actually, it's either that or you just got to find Tony, right? You got to find some dude in an alley who's going to take that action. It's DeWine's fault for locking that down. I would love to be able to have some prop bets to place in college football, especially. That's my go-to in the NFL is I mess with those alternate passing lines, alternate passing and rushing, and just crush it every single time. But they don't allow it in college. Something about the integrity of the game, as we tell stories of 13 basketball players who are colluding to fix the outcomes of games. But we can't bet on anytime touchdown scores. That's too far. I get not betting on over and under in college because it's too easy to influence, right? If we go under, you got a problem. But to bet somebody as an anytime touchdown scorer doesn't seem like it's risking the integrity of the game, right? Like that's still, you're still trying. You're not going to bet against an anytime touchdown score. There is no, it's not like you can bet, hey, this guy's going to have a touchdown or no touchdowns, and they put odds against that. They just say he's an anytime touchdown scorer, and you get odds on whether or not that happens. That feels like a bet that we should be able to place in Ohio. That feels like something that doesn't mess with the integrity of the game. I get not betting yards and all that good stuff because you can influence that. You can bet an under and then go out of the game on the first series with an injury, and then the under hits. But anytime touchdowns are ones that they should absolutely allow that in Ohio. Anyways, after the Bengals debacle, I had a light at the end of the tunnel, because if you would have told me a few months ago that the Reds would be playing meaningful baseball the week of September 23rd, I would have told you, please let me know where I can get that weed, because there was no way. The Reds were so out of it. They were done. There was a fork stuck in them. It was over. There was no way that team was going to do anything this season. And what do you know? Here they are with the wild card in hand, 6 games to play. I'm completely distracted. It's really hard to do this show solo with no co-host so that I can't look at the Reds game throughout. But right now they're down 4-2 to the damn Pirates. All we have to do is win against the Pirates and then get a game in Milwaukee, and the Reds are in the postseason, which sounds insane to me. I think that's all they'll need is 3 against the Pirates. We need a little bit of help from the Cubbies to beat up on the Mets a little bit, but I think the Reds have a legit shot at making the postseason, provided they don't shit down their legs like they're currently doing against Pittsburgh. But excited to see my Red Legs playing meaningful baseball this late in the season. I can't believe that that's the case. I can't believe that the Reds are here and doing what they are doing right now. We got a show tonight. All right. I got some things that I do want to talk about. We're going to talk about the pettiest move I have ever seen in high school football and perhaps in any sports. Lane Kiffin news. If you know anything about the show, you know this show loves themselves some Lane Kiffin. So we got some Lane Kiffin news. I got the Wiseguys poll for you. We're going to talk some Steelers and Vikings in Dublin. I want to know what's more embarrassing between Russel Wilson and Brian Callahan at the Titans. And also the Bucs may have found the way to beat the Tush Push. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if some people are saying that maybe this is the way to do it, but they signed a player today that it seems like it's the whole game plan is to stop the Tush Push. I've got some hate for UConn today. I saw an article today about UConn that infuriated me, so we will talk about that. The Ryder Cup is coming up this week, plus the big news from the sports world, automatic ball and strike in the MLB coming next season. Robot umpires are here. We have been calling for it. We've been yelling, screaming from the mountaintops. We wanted the robot umpires. They are finally here. If there's time, I do want to talk about Jake Paul and Tank Davis, because goodness gracious, the press conference that they did showed just how much of a circus this fight is actually going to be. Try to get to all of that, plus your comments. I dropped the link to join the studio in the Discord. So if you want to hop on in, happy to have you. You can cozy up, be the co-host. You can just stop in, throw your take out, and then bounce. That's fine too. Whatever you want to do, hit up that link in the Discord and be the co-host tonight. Let's get to these beers for tonight. In the chat, let's see what you guys are drinking, because I don't think anybody's put a beer in the chat just yet. So weigh in the chat. Let me know what you're drinking tonight. Rate it on Caesar scale, dog or no dog. Thank you, Gabe. He is drinking Joyride IPA. It's a 7.2% ABV. He says that is a dog. Your boy is, I took a page out of Greg's playbook. Greg is here. Shout out, Greg. I took a page out of Greg's playbook tonight, and I went with Southern Tier Caramel Pumpkin. This has been sitting in the fridge for like 2 weeks. I've been staring at it, wanting to try it, and I wanted to do it on the show. So I have been waiting to have this beer. We talked about it before. Pumpkin is legit as is. Like, that is one of my favorite pumpkin beers ever. So to have this variant with the caramel sounds absolutely amazing. Thank you, Greg, giving me the pumpkin emoji. Mookie in the chat saying he's drinking Del Monte taco sauce medium, 750 Scoville units. I love the wild card from the chat. And then Jesse's drinking a 12-ounce Diet Dr. Pepper, 0.0% ABV. He says it is a dog. Diet Dr. Pepper, huh? Interesting. Oh, that's good. That caramel pumpkin is good, y'all. Holy smokes. That caramel is like, it's not overpowering. A lot of times when the caramel flavor is in there, it completely overpowers every other flavor. You are still getting all of the pumpkin flavors that come through in that beer, and then just a hint of caramel on it. Whew, that's a good brew. That is a good brew. Greg went to the Urban Artifact Quen Blueberry Grape Sour, 7.5% ABV. Let's see if, oh, there we go. He says it is a Snoop Doggy Dog. Cheese nuts. Did I pronounce caramel correctly? I like to keep you on the toes. Sometimes it's caramel, sometimes it's caramel. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. Right now, I'm feeling caramel. Today, I feel caramel. Whitey says he is finishing off a bottle of Grey Goose. How much of that bottle you got left, Whitey? That's the real question. That's if you're just finishing off, there's just like a little drink left and you're finishing off the bottle. Cool. That's not a problem. If you got like half the bottle left and you're finishing off the bottle, let's talk, man. Let's have a talk. Let me know in the comments what you are drinking and whether or not is a dog on Caesar scale. Yes, Greg. Caramel for Greg. That's true. That's why I did it. That's why I was feeling caramel today because it's just for you, man. All right, we're going to start this show off, if I could scroll to the correct thing here, and we're going to talk some football. We're going to talk football. Like that's how ingrained this show is in my brain. We're going to talk football. I'm going to talk football. You in the chat can also talk football with me. Is that the voice of God reigning in?
It is. And if you need some comfort here, I can be your producer in the booth, keeping you honest and keeping you sane, you know. Like, again, we're a professionally produced show, so I should be able to somehow produce and do the work I should be doing instead of right now anyways. So, you know, just here for an emotional assist, if nothing else.
Appreciate you, Mook. Just chiming in quietly in the background, just with no headphones on, letting all of the feedback come through. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being there, man.
Well, we're learning here on the fly, because when you start moving graphics cards around and find yourself without a workable machine to do the show, you know, we'll just figure some shit out. It'll be fine.
It will be fine. It'll all be good. All right, let's talk a little football here. I want to start off with some NFL because that's all anybody really cares about in football. I love the college game. I prefer that, but I know what you guys want. You guys want some of that NFL juice. So let's start off with the Bucs. The Bucs have signed Desmond Watson ahead of their game with the Eagles. So they signed him to the practice squad this week. If you don't know who Desmond Watson is, that is the 400+ pound defensive tackle that came out of Florida. Just a giant human being, like a mountain of a human being at defensive tackle, 400+ pounds, absolute unit right up the middle. And it's pretty clear what the game plan is here, right? Like, is this going to be what actually stops the tush push? Because for the longest time, we have heard, you got to ban this play. You can't have this play. You got to ban it. It's unbelievable. Nobody can stop this play. You got to ban it. You got to ban it. It's illegal. You can't do it. There's some offsides going on here. You can't do this. The Bucs think the solution is just, let me grab a 400 pounder and shove him in the middle. Good luck moving this guy. Like, that's clearly what the plan is. And I don't think it's that simple, right? There's no way that that's been the solution this whole time. And we haven't been able to find another 400-pound guy to just shove up the middle and stop this play. There's absolutely no way that the solution to the tush push is just get a 400-pound human being and have him sit in the middle and not be able to be moved. I can't believe that that's the solution, but it seems like that's what the Bucs think is the solution. And I guess it's better than doing nothing, right? Like, trying that is better than just throwing your hands up and being like, oh my God, we can't stop this play. Somebody outlawed this. Like, I guess signing a 400-pound dude and being like, this is our best shot is better than nothing. But I can't imagine that nobody's tried this before. How has no team gone out and tried to find just a 400-pound man to put at defensive tackle to stop the tush push. Like, if that's the case, we talked before about the NFL, like reaching out to different countries and like going to Africa and finding people who have never played football before and starting the pipeline. There was a story about a guy who had never played football before from Africa, and he got signed to the practice squad and he got a sack in a game, and it was like this big deal. Why isn't that pipeline going out east, right? Why aren't we sending NFL scouts to sumo wrestling championships and just getting the biggest, bulkiest sumo wrestler to just sit there in the middle of the line and stop the tush push from coming through? So let us know, is this the way that we stop this? And Mookie, fantastic question. How many Uncrustables is a 400-pounder putting down in a game week? Because I don't think there's enough Uncrustables for a 400-pounder to put down in the NFL. There's absolutely no way. Robert Taylor, no one's called in yet. The phone lines are open. The link is in the Discord. You can hit it up anytime you want and hop in. Happy to have you. Sarah's saying we should go with a sumo. Like, that's the way to do it. Just get a sumo wrestler to sit there and gum up the works on the inside. Whitey wants to know, how many Crustables is he making in his hamper? I'm going to give it to you for that one. It's dirty. That's dirty, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. Greg saying, I like how Tampa was all about him losing weight. Now they're like, nah, never mind. We like you just the way you are. That's true. They did cut him. They cut him because he wasn't losing weight. If you remember, this dude during like summer practices was not participating. He was literally just running, trying to lose weight. They had him on a weight loss regimen, and they were just like, you got to cut weight. You got to cut weight. You got to cut weight. You didn't cut weight, so we're cutting you. And they just got rid of him. And now that they're playing the Eagles, they're like, we can bring you back, right? You don't mind. You don't mind coming, right? Come on back. Like, we'll put you on the practice squad. You know he's getting elevated. It is absolutely crazy. Ed says he used to be 365 and he was eating about 10 Uncrustables a week. Ed, those are rookie numbers, man. You got to bump those up, bud. 10 Uncrustables a week. That's nothing. That will not last in the NFL. I'm sorry. I'm going to say a sumo wrestler, he's eating at least 10 Uncrustables a day. Like, that's just daily intake for a sumo wrestler. There's no way he's stopping at 10 Uncrustables a week. I can't imagine that would be the case. We had a couple interesting stories here that have come out after their start. Russel Wilson has now been benched after starting 0-3. He now finds himself sitting on the bench next to Jameis Winston, just hating his life while Jameis Winston talks about whatever Jameis Winston talks about on the bench, and has to listen to Jameis pump other people up. So Mr. Unlimited right now is living in absolute hell. But on the other side of things, the Tennessee Titans coach Brian Callahan has said he is relinquishing play calling duties after the Titans have also fallen to 0-3. So I want to know, what is more embarrassing? Is it more embarrassing for Russ to be sidelined and benched and lose his starting spot to Jaxon Dart after only 3 games? Or is it more embarrassing for a head coach to have to admit, look, I'm pretty bad at this. This is pretty embarrassing how terrible I am. So I am just going to give this up. Somebody else can take this over. I'll stand over here. I don't know. Just let me get out of the way. You guys do you. I'll be over here just like walking around with the headset on. You call the plays. You do whatever. I'm good over here. Clearly not for me. Not for me at all in this position. Thinking about this, so it's embarrassing for Russ, right? Tease, yes, dangerous. Yeah, it's embarrassing for us, but at least he's still like cashing checks. And I got to be honest, I've always said the best job is the backup quarterback, the guy who's just getting paid to sit there and not take the hits. Like, that is the best job. So as embarrassing as it is to get sidelined and benched in favor of Jaxon Dart only 3 games into the season, at least you're still making bank, right? Like, he's making way more than Brian Callahan's making. So Callahan, in my opinion, is absolutely the more embarrassing of the two. Jesse agrees with me, says the coach, especially a kid of an offensive coach. That's true. I forgot that Callahan has that offensive gene to him. Man, it's rough. You got to go home at Christmas and be like, Pops, look, I had to give up play calling duties. That's brutal, man. Ed saying, I just logged in. Are you solo like Hope tonight? Yes. Solo dolo tonight, man. It's me and the camera. Mookie's hiding in there to jump in as the voice of God every once in a while, but he's busy. He's got things he's taking care of. Doesn't have to be solo. I put the link in the Discord. So if you want to join the show, if you want to be a co-host, go hit that up. You don't have to be on camera. You can be audio only. That's fine too. But hop in and let me know what you think. What is more embarrassing? Russel Wilson being benched for Jaxon Dart this early in the year, or Brian Callahan giving up the play calls? I got to wonder about Jaxon Dart though now. Like, clearly the plan was to try to slow play him and like go with that old school way of getting a quarterback ready to play and just let him kind of learn as much as he can. And now he's getting pushed into the fire. And if there's one thing we know, that organization sucks. Like, it's almost Browns level bad with how it handles quarterbacks. So I can't imagine that like this is going to do Jaxon Dart any good. But you know, there are certain people out there who are very, very excited for a Jaxon Dart, Cam Skattebo run pass option. Like, that play is there are going to be people who are so excited to see those two in the backfield. I'm not saying anything crazy. I'm just saying that there is a certain subset of people who are going to become Giants fans very soon as they see those two in the backfield together.
Race card.
Kinda? Sort of, maybe? I don't know.
That is an unfair race card. Unfair race card.
If I could play it in reverse, I think I would, but we only got one angle.
I don't believe that I deserve a race card for that one. T's Nut saying that sounds all white to me. Who would have thought the Giants would be the backfield? That's like if you told me there was going to be a backfield that was, white quarterback, white running back, the Giants wouldn't have been my first pick. That does not feel like it's the Giants type organization to go that route. Feels more like a New England thing, right? Feels more like the Patriots would be the team because they're like, oh, we got the slot receiver, we got the quarterback, let's throw in the running back like that. It feels like they're doing a thing in New England. So I would not have guessed that the Giants would be the team that goes all white in the backfield. And Jesse's saying it's still in North Jersey, so fitting. Yeah, absolutely. Greg, thank you. Patriots all the way would be the team that would go all white in the backfield. We got this is your heads up, everybody. Make sure you're ready. You get your bets in because we go across the pond this week in the NFL, and the Steelers and Vikings play the first ever game in Dublin, Ireland. Now, we've seen college teams play in Dublin, several times. Actually, we've seen it for several years now, where the season opens up in Dublin, and it works. Like, there's a lot of excitement around those games, but I wonder how much of that is like the college fans traveling to the stadium, right? Like, I don't know if you're going to get that same travel for an NFL game. It doesn't seem like fans have the same craziness to go overseas. Like, the NFL games overseas, when you watch those games, you see jerseys of all different teams in the stands, right? It's not like you're seeing all Vikings jerseys and all Steelers jerseys. You're seeing just football jerseys, and it's very clearly Europeans, Germans, wherever they're at, that are fans of football that are going to watch the games, and they pack it out, right? I don't know if you're going to get that in Ireland. Ireland, when you watch those college games, it is very much the fans of the teams that are there that are packing it out and doing all of the, they're the ones that have sold out the stadium. I'm having a hard time believing that we're going to get that many crazy Irish fans to get pumped up for the Vikings and the Steelers. I guess we'll see. How this works out. This is the latest in the NFL's attempt to conquer the world and play in every continent along the way. But I am very curious to find out if this means that the curse of the Dublin game will apply to the NFL. Because if you don't know this theory, the team that loses the first week of the year in Ireland tends to have a terrible season, just an absolutely god-awful season. After it's all over, they lose the game, the rest of their season tanks, right? Florida, it happened to Florida State when they lost to Georgia Tech. It's happening this year. The team that loses in Dublin, something happens and the rest of their season is garbage. And I want to know if that is a true Irish curse, if there really is something to this, that the team that loses in Dublin ends up having a terrible year. And if that's the case, it couldn't happen to a better team than either one of these two. I don't have a problem seeing Minnesota have a horrible, horrible season after this. And I would love to see the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers completely implode after losing in Dublin. That would be just chef's kiss for me to see that. Sarah, great point. I'm pretty sure the Irish don't like Vikings. So a lot of fans cheering for the Steelers in this game, I guess. And then T's saying that's going to quadruple the amount of black people in Ireland.
Race card.
But also, let me know what you think about this Ireland game. I'm tired of the early NFL games. I never remember that they're happening. Next thing I know, I'm sitting there having coffee and I'm like, oh, there's a football game on right now. It gives me that little taste of what it's like to live on the West Coast, because we've talked about that before, how that is the best place to watch football, right? You're waking up, you're watching your games. Everything's done by 8:00 at night. You can, Sunday night football is done by 8:00 at night and you are good to go for the rest of the night. So the West Coast is definitely the best place to watch football. So this gives you a little taste, but that's also why I hate it, because it reminds me that I don't get this all the time. So this little taste of football in Europe where it's happening at 9:00 in the morning is not enough to satisfy me. This needs to happen more often. It doesn't have to be in Europe, but I want to see teams start playing games at 9:00. They're able to do it in JV football in high school. They're able to do it in Pee-wees. The NFL can handle a 9 a.m. game. So let's start making some snaps at 9 a.m. Eastern, right? Let's have the Giants or the Jets hopping in at 9 a.m. and let's make this a thing. We got our first. I saw Big Ed in the link a minute ago, and he must have had to drop, but we do have our first one joining us today, Big Mirg. Mirg, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Just cooking up some brats and some mac and cheese for dinner for me and the boy. How's things on your end?
Oh, just holding it down, man. Doing what I can. Solo dolo. It's
your solo show.
I haven't even had a chance to really drink the beer yet, Mirg. Like, that's the problem. I'm talking the whole time and there's nobody else to interrupt me, so I can't even take a sip without just dead air sitting there.
Oh, go ahead and take your sip. I'll cover some air for you.
Thanks, man.
So, my topic right now is anybody else's fantasy football team already getting decimated by injuries? I mean, it's week 3, and I already feel like I'm going to blow it up and tank for next year in one of my dynasty leagues.
This has to be. I didn't think about it, man, but with all of the injuries, I didn't think about how awful that's been for fantasy owners. I don't play anymore. I kicked that drug a long time ago, but I can't imagine how awful it's been and how much waiver wiring you're doing.
Well, I'm in a 12-team dynasty league with 2 quarterbacks, so you can already imagine how bare the waiver wire is on this thing. And because you start 2 QBs, and then so there's basically no starters on the waiver wire, and like even Deuce, you're all right. Come here. Even people on the even backup quarterbacks, like someone already had Jake Browning on their bench before Burrow got hurt. Like I had Burrow go down, so and then I'm like didn't have 2 starting quarterbacks anymore, so I made like this wholesale trade, but that's another story. Then I had James Conner go down. Then I had Tracy go down. CeeDee Lamb. This is all on the same team.
Dude, that's rough. That's brutal.
And I was like, is anybody else going through this? I mean, it just seems like earlier than you. I mean, fantasy football injuries are a part of things, but this many like top positional guys being hurt for this long, this early, and I just so happen to have them all. But hey. So goes the breaks. I mean, I won the league last year, so I guess you win some, you lose some.
You got to diversify those bonds, man. You can't.
And then you got the issue too of you've got dudes like CeeDee Lamb going down for 4 weeks with an ankle sprain. 4 weeks at this point in the season knocks you out of the playoffs. So who cares if he's back, later on for the actual football game? Like that don't matter nothing. I don't know.
Same
Ed,
with
what do you
Burrow.
think?
Like Burrow's gone. He'll come back maybe for semifinals or championships if you make it there, but you ain't making it without Burrow.
We got a big
bit here.
Mirg. I'll let you go, man. If you got to take care of Deuce, but
I just had to turn his gear on. He just wanted his gear on. He was following me around with his gear. He's like, turn this thing on, Dad.
We got Big Ed join the show as well, chiming in as Bearcat Ed, which I really don't appreciate right there, man. Ed, how's your fantasy team working out? Are you weathering the injuries?
Oh, I quit fantasy.
See, Mirg, that's what you got to do. You got to kick that habit, bro. You got to get rid of fantasy, man.
I don't know. I've been doing fantasy since I was, 13? So it's like 27, 28 years now. I mean,
kick the drum.
I don't know if you guys remember Small World back in the day where you had it was salary cap based and you had to pick a certain amount of people with your money. One year I had a Cincinnati Bengals team score the most points in the world and they sent me $1,000 check.
That's crazy. That's wild.
That was back in early 2000s. Yeah, so I'm I don't know if I can kick fantasy football. It's just
you can do it, man. Hey, I'll be your support system. This is Fantasy Anonymous, except everybody knows you as Big Merch. Take the habit. I'll be your sponsor. I got your back, man. All right. Whenever you feel the itch, just give me a call and be like, hey, I think I want to hit the waiver wire. No, I got you, man.
I can smoke cigarettes on the stream, right? It's not like
you can.
It's not like NASCAR where they can't have tobacco advertisements anymore.
No, we don't. It's a drinking show. You're fine. I'm gonna go to Ed. Ed, what's the topic you're bringing to the show tonight?
Oh, I didn't have a topic. I just felt that I didn't know if this stuff still worked. I didn't know what was. I just thought I'd jump down here.
I didn't have a topic. I just saw an opportunity to co-host and figured I'd slide right on in.
Ed, you're running the play right on my playbook, man. I respect the hell out of that.
All right then. All right. No, I saw that the Reds are doing as expected. So
what's happening in there? We still down 4-2. I can't keep up.
I turned it off.
God damn it!
It's not a good
button
time
for me with this damn train. Fucking train.
This is going
4-3.
So much better than I thought it would go. 4-3. All right, that's better. Fellas, since you're on, I'll get your opinion on this because I do want to talk about the pettiest thing I have ever seen in a football game ever.
Oh,
all right,
football.
So
okay.
Let me set the stage for you here. There is a high school in Memphis who has a world-renowned band, just a band that does amazing things. They win all these competitions. It's kind of like, drumline, but at the high school level, right? They're extremely good. The Memphis high school was playing an away game, and the home team reached out to the school and said, hey, listen, we don't want your band to play. So your band is not allowed to play at the game. They said that There were too many instances in the past of the band playing while the game was going on, like during play. They said their coaches have complained about it. Fans have complained about it. So they were not allowing the visiting team band to come. That did not sit too kindly with the band director and the school. So they devised a plan. There were some band boosters who bought tickets to the game. They sat all of the band together, and the band proceeded to perform with kazoos and sticks throughout the game. Just nonstop kazoos and sticks. They played their entire fight song. They played throughout the game. This is so good.
Should have gave him vuvuzelas.
I gotta stop it. This is the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. This is when I saw this video, like I read this story and I'm like, kazoos at a high school band. That's pretty funny that somebody would go to those lengths. And then I played the video and I laughed for 10 minutes straight. It was the funniest thing. Yes, Sarah, this is fire. Absolute fire. And Tease, what do you know? Any idea if they play neck?
Too close.
Suck that tiger dick, bitch. Man. Ed, how do you feel about this team playing kazoos, this band playing kazoos?
Well, as a former high school band member myself, absolutely would have done the same thing. Probably would have showed up with something more annoying. But you can't tell drummers not to show up with instruments because those guys have sticks and they can play on pretty much damn anything, and they'll play loud as hell. And so, yeah, I'm petty like that. So absolutely, I'm 100% here for that.
Greg said, "Bro, I need this to happen in an HBCU. Can you imagine?"
I mean, isn't a high school like in Memphis, like a HBCU like feeder system?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, basically it's just younger kids. So I think it would be, they'd be more seasoned at the HBCU. But yeah, it's basically what you're going to get with the same thing. I think maybe more hip with the kids in high school these days. I don't know, for real, if that's what they're saying or whatever. I'm getting old.
For real, or whatever they're saying.
What if Nick Cannon showed up? Like, what if he just showed up, with like all his kids, and they just started a band too, and just that would be even more wild. And they start fighting in the middle of the field.
I think they should have had vuvuzelas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, vuvuzelas. Yeah.
Give the horn section vuvuzelas. I mean, well, they missed opportunities here.
Amazing to me, fellas.
I get the hell out of those kazoos though. Like I don't know that I could even play one right now.
They didn't care. They don't care that they're lined up for the kickoff. Best part was
like musical grade kazoos, like other than like the plastic toy kazoo. Can you get like a serious kazoo? Like, oh, what do you play? Oh, I play the kazoo.
Mirg, excellent question. You are made for this because that is a great question. I don't think there is like a professional grade kazoo. I think it's just the plastic with the wax paper that falls apart. Like, I think that's the only type of kazoo you can get.
I mean, there's no like professional kazoo. Like, oh yeah, this one's made by an Italian guy. Like he's been making them this family's been making them since 1670 out of this red oak he finds in the fountain bag.
No, if you go to kazoomaster.com, there is a $92 kazoo out there.
There is no way there is a website called kazoomaster.com.
There is 100% kazoomaster.com.
Oh, that broke me.
It's actually marked down from $138. It's on sale for $92.
It's a bargain. It's a bargain.
For 4 interest-free payments of $23 on PayPal.
If you use your Klarna. You got to use Klarna, though.
What is happening in the world? There's a $92 kazoo. You cannot convince me that a kazoo should cost anything more than like a quarter.
But Mike, you underestimate the resonance and the sound out of this $92 kazoo. You just don't get the deepness and the richness out of the plastic that you do this deep mahogany. You just can't match it.
There's also an electric kazoo.
Zoomasters.com. You need to hire me as your
Zoomasters.com. Go ahead, Ed. Sorry.
Oh, I'm saying there's also an electric kazoo that you can plug right into your amplifier. Apparently.
What are we doing with ourselves here, fellas?
Why
What
didn't we
are we
know this?
doing? An electric kazoo. T's not saying Klarna, not a sponsor of the show. Biscuit chiming in, saying my high school band forced Miami of Ohio to call a timeout on the 1 yard line, and we got yelled at by the referee. High school band day at Miami of Ohio, 1992. One of the greatest memories I have. That's pretty impressive, man. That's pretty impressive to shake a college team as a high school band. Man, T said deep mahogany. I'm listening. Sarah saying, what aren't we doing? Fair point, Sarah. Nothing matters anymore. Everything is crazy. Whatever. Lane Kiffin is in the news this week, and I love me some Lane Kiffin stories. And when I saw this one pop up, it was one that I was like, well, that's going in the rundown. Lane Kiffin's daughter, Landry, went hard launch with her boyfriend this week. She posted a picture of her and him. He is a linebacker for LSU. So she hard launched and she's like, I feel so happy. I'm in love with this guy. The problem is the timing of this announcement because Ole Miss plays LSU this week. So she go ahead, Mirg.
Kiffin's response on Twitter.
Yes, I saw Kiffin's response on Twitter because somebody had posted, hey, weird look for Landry Kiffin to hard launch the week that her dad is playing LSU. All this means is hammer the over. And Lane Kiffin responded, definitely take the over. He was all about, I am going to mess up my daughter's boyfriend and just destroy him. Mirg, you like this story. It's coughing up a lung.
Oh, that might be something from Michigan. But no, Lane Kiffin has always been a favorite of mine, like you said. But no, I really think this is him like showing that he likes the kid. Like he's like razzing him on Twitter. You don't razz someone in my.
That's a fair point.
The dad don't razz you if he don't like you. And women I've dated in the past. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Ed, how you feel it? Are you taking the over and taking the Ole Miss over here?
Yeah, I'll take the over. But also, does this not sound like an episode of Friday Night Lights? Like the daughter's dating the head quarterback, but it's like instead of 6, it's Landry, the kicker now. Like this is a little interesting to me.
Dude, that reminds me. It came up on my memories on Facebook. This is the yearly reminder that I like to tell people. If you feel like you have screwed up something in your life, if you feel like you've made a wrong choice, you've made a bad decision, just remember that in season 2 of Friday Night Lights, they had Landry kill a guy, and then him and Tyra covered it up, and then it just acted like it didn't happen after that. So you didn't mess up that bad, all right? Because the writers of Friday Night Lights once had Landry kill a guy in season 2, and that was the sub storyline. Nothing could be as bad.
Weirdest storyline ever. Like all of a sudden, Landry can just beat somebody with a metal pipe, throw him in the back of his car, and then they throw him into the river, and then burn his car. Like,
yeah, blew up the car. His dad helped him blow up the car.
And also, Landry's dating whatever her name was. That wasn't Lila. It was
Tyra, right?
Yeah, Tyra. This is like real life stuff, I guess. Yeah.
Mirg, you look confused.
As someone who's never seen Friday Night Lights, I thought it was a wholesome football, like Texas story. But you're telling me they covered up the quarter. Well, that seems feasible for high school Texas football to cover up a murder. Was it the quarterback though?
It wasn't. It was just the dude associated with the team, and then later on became
no.
kicker.
It's got to be like the quarterback or
he wasn't even on the team yet.
No,
yeah, he wasn't. He was just there around the team,
no.
and then became the kicker later on.
Don't forget, Landry's dad was
we're covering up murders for the kicker here. No. We don't risk prison time for kickers.
Go ahead, Ed.
He hit a 70-yarder to win.
He did.
He's still in to beat the Panthers. So I think we made the right decision in the long run.
That's a very fair point. Very fair point. All right, I'm gonna do a segment here that we do every single week, where we talk some college football rankings. This is the Wise Guys Top 10. If you have never seen the show before, this is where we realized that anybody can have a college football ranking. You don't have to be the AP. You don't have to be the coaches. You can just create your own ranking. And that's what we did. We created the Wise Guys Top 10. This is ranking college football teams by the only true metric you need, the only real thing in the world to determine who really is the better team, the odds to win the national championship. That's how we rank our teams here on Craft Brewed Sports. So let's get into week 4's Wise Guys Top 10, which has more than 10 teams again. At number 10, Michigan, plus 3,500 odds to win the national title. Creeped into the top 10 this week. Number 9, the University of Notre Dame at plus 3,000 odds. Despite being 1-2, they rank number 9 in the Wise Guys Top 10. Gotta love people betting on Notre Dame no matter what. Number 8, the team that beat Notre Dame in week 2, Texas A&M. They're at plus 2,200 odds. Number 7, Oklahoma at plus 1,500 odds. Number 6, Alabama at plus 1,300. Hanging in there, despite being pretty much a dumpster fire of a program where everybody in Alabama wants to get rid of Kalen DeBoer. They are still the 6th best odds to win the national title. Number 5, we got a tie. Miami, Florida, and LSU both sitting at plus 1,100 odds, which gets us into our top 4-ish. Here we go. Number 4, Texas at plus 850. Number 3, Georgia at plus 750. Number 2, we have Oregon and Penn State at plus 700 odds. And number 1, improving their odds slightly from last week, is Ohio State at plus 550. Those are your Wise Guys Top 10 for the week. Surprised that Notre Dame is still hanging in there in the top 10 and moved up to number 9 this week after being number 10 last week. Wild that people are still putting money on Notre Dame, even though they started the season 0-2. Mirg, Ed, any surprises that you guys see in the Wise Guys Top 10 this week?
Like you said, it's just got to be based on money being leveraged on those teams. Like you said, with Notre Dame and then with Alabama, I think are both overvalued based on odds, but that's just because of people betting that number up or down, depending on which way you look at it.
It's fair.
Oklahoma should be higher than Alabama, or honestly, then they don't really have. I see them if they can find it was their quarterback who got hurt, right?
Yeah, Mateer is injured, so that's their Heisman hopeful quarterback, not just anybody. Like that's a big loss if he's out for an extended period of time. Did we lose Mirg? I think we lost Mirg. He's frozen. All right, Mirg, we're gonna let you go, man. Your internet has completely grigged out on you. We lost you. Thank you for calling in, though, bro. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead.
Speaking of Gregged out, I think now would be a great time to segue and see one of his wonderful highlights from the big matchup this last weekend in the Craft Brewed Sports Dynasty League. So let's roll that clip.
The 7th play of this.
What happened to the audio?
What we're going to see here, guys, well, we freeze frame to show you that we're running a cover 3 defense. So what you want to do to beat cover 3, you got to find that soft spot in the zone. And there's that soft spot. So Gregg's on the undercut, nice pass to the field, get it down to 4th and 1, key down, but you know what? These kinds of games got to push
get out of the gate.
Running that real offense up, and look at this. Another soft spot in the zone. What you may not have noticed there is we did have the Vikings defensive lineman putting some pressure on the quarterback. But at the end of the day, we got to see Gregg get jiggy within the end zone. Again, folks, that's how you beat a cover 2. Find that soft spot in the zone and exploit it. Apologies, cover 3, not cover 2.
I'm just so proud of Mookie for figuring out how to record that game and then put lower thirds into it and do a whole bunch of video editing. I mean, that's outstanding, sir. That's outstanding.
One might say it's professional producing, right? Is that what you're getting at there?
Ed, it's more work than he has done on the show the entire time he's been here combined. If you add up, Mookie joined the show like pandemic time frame. Like we were still doing the show in the studio together, but like we were here when everything got weird and Rudy Gobert canceled the NBA season. And that's when we were like, well, let's figure out how to do this on Zoom. Like, I guess we'll figure out how to make that work. That's how long Mookie has been on the show. If you take that time from March 2020 until he started this college football dynasty and added all of the show prep he has done from 2020 to the beginning of this football season, added all of that up together, it doesn't equal 1 week of work that he puts in to these clips every single time just to piss me off. It is unbelievable the effort that he goes to get these clips cut, graphics packages added, and analysis of the video included. It is so frustrating. So frustrating.
Well, and the kicker is he left out the whole aspect of I got to scroll through the Xbox app and like find the right video because those things upload in all kinds of scrambled order. So there's even more stuff than that we have to go through. But you know, at the end of the day, again, I'm just trying to be here for the kids, teach them a little bit of football, get them back to those fundamentals. And again, another really important aspect to playing good football. Winning football, one might say, is being very situationally aware.
Field position, one play, and you're already to the 35.
God damn it, another one.
To the air on
And
first
again,
down.
in a situation like this, 24 seconds on the
He
clock at
tosses
the end
one
of the
high
half, on
and
their own
deep down the
35, what do you
left
do when they throw the bomb? You knock the ball down. You knock the ball down.
Gets
You
it
don't let them get that
inside the 40,
completion. You
brought
don't let them
down
get
at the
25
39,
yards
they
in 10
can't
seconds.
stop-
You knock the ball
stop the
down.
clock.
But instead, what are we doing?
The offense wastes no time getting the
Swinging at air,
dropping back.
looking like a
It's
fool,
Nelson.
diving off into
A
green
shot
grass.
toward the
doing
end
nothing.
zone.
Now, I will say 7, learn from 0's mistakes here, and at
in
least
the end
covers
zone,
up there.
making it a
Right.
hard window to throw into.
But at the end of the day, look at this. They got
making
3
him
easy
feel
points, and all of that hangs on number 0. That's right. You cost your team 3 points, buddy.
The punctuation. Punctuation in the lower thirds. I didn't notice the first time. There's some capitalization, I think, that needs to be done. Maybe an exclamation point here and there.
Merg,
You got to
Merg,
swat the ball.
what do you think of Mookie's Tulane?
Hey, I'm not one to knock what a man does with his free time.
That's fair. I don't like to yuck people's yums. I'm not into that. I don't, do you have fun, but just, put the same amount of effort into the other parts of the show, the things that like we talk about on the show. Hey man, can't be on the show. Sorry. I got too much going on. I got too much work to do. I can't be on the show.
Oh, but here's these Tulane highlights.
And then here's 9 videos of Tulane highlights with complete graphics packages, and I'll join the show for commentary. I'm not going to help you out. You're going to sit there and fumble your way through the first 25 minutes of the show by yourself. But I'll be there to talk about my Tulane highlights. Sarah, I think you should tell us how you really feel, Mike. Yeah, I think we should. I'm not going to though. Jesse's saying highlights equals time for Mike to drink. I did get through a lot of the beer during the highlights. And then Greg saying, see, at least I'm consistent. I'm just in the chat. I know my role.
All right, you know what, Greg? You're
We
gonna
missed
do
you,
that in
Greg.
the chat. You're gonna fire strays like that. Well, here we go. Because you know what? You got by EA. It happens to the best of us.
do it.
We caught you on film.
Get back in this game.
Back to pass on second down. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
This offense hasn't had a ton of
quarterback,
success
so that's not
today.
me, but no, bro, this goes
Because I
straight
think
through
of
the
some of
running
the
back's
issues
hands.
in
Look
the
at this.
passing game. They've never had
Down.
Look at all that green grass, and homeboy just lets it fall straight through his fingers.
No, that's on the quarterback. You got to lead him upfield. He threw it to the back shoulder. You got to throw that to the right shoulder. If you're going to do Tulane highlights, at least get your analysis right.
Hey, all I know is scoreboard. So
Right.
That was on the quarterback. You got to lead him upfield. You can't throw it to the backfield shoulder. He's looking for it over here, not behind me.
yeah, come on, Greg, throw it upfield.
It's on the quarterback. That's why he went. That's on me.
Greg said we're still working on the fundamentals at North Texas.
Oh,
What's
it's called
his name? Mike's
Rio
gonna
de
be-
Janeiro.
Just
The
a Mike's gonna be
State
doing-
armadillos.
I absolutely am gonna need.
Oh,
you.
dude, I thought you found a kazoo. I thought he found a kazoo. I thought for a second he had found a kazoo.
It's my kind of kazoo. I'm gonna say that.
All right, well, I gotta get these kids to bed. So I'm gonna.
Thanks for hanging out, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, talk to you later. Keep up the good work.
Go ahead, Mirg. Get your kids. Love you, boys. Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate you.
No problem.
Let's take a look, everybody, at the playoff picture. If we were to go by the rankings and our wise guys poll, this is what the playoff picture would look like. We've got Penn State and Oregon sharing that number 2 spot. Ohio State obviously in first. Texas and Georgia on those 4 and 3 lines. Where it gets interesting, and let's go ahead and we're just going to go and hide the graphics package here so that you can see this. That 5-12 matchup is either LSU or Miami, which is wild to me because Miami seems so much better than Penn State and Oregon. They definitely have looked better than Texas. They've looked better than Georgia from what I've seen, but that's also just me being upset that Miami beat Notre Dame in week 1. But LSU or Miami in that 5 slot taking on the group of 5 winner Boise State. And on the other side of the bracket, Alabama in that 6th spot taking the Big 12 champion who gets an auto bid but isn't in the top 10, Texas Tech. This is a wild playoff. We would get to see Notre Dame, Texas A&M rematch, which I would love to see. This time it would take place at Texas A&M. So playing them twice in the season, a little home and home within the same season sounds pretty wild to me. But then that Oklahoma-Michigan matchup with winner playing Oregon or Penn State would be another fun romp through the playoffs. Greg saying that was the best kind of kazoo that Mirg had. Mirg's still here.
Where am I going to go?
I thought you were saying the kids had to. I thought you were like, yeah, me too.
Me and my wife are both second and third scheduled people, so Deuce is on like a second and third person schedule. Like, why would we have a baby on a first shift schedule when we both work second and third shift? So he's not going to go to bed till probably 1 a.m.
Okay, can we also give him space for this? I know, Mike, if you caught that, but just hit you with the where am I going to go?
Speaking of, the Reds are down 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th right now.
Oh, God damn it.
I don't understand.
So I saw a tweet. Someone's like, this week as a Reds fan is either going to make me extremely jubilant or it's going to break me emotionally. It's not. There's nowhere in between there.
Absolutely not. You know what? This feels like a good place. Let's talk a little baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
Big story besides the Reds playing meaningful baseball on September 23rd, which is crazy to me with 6 games to go in the season. Well, now like 5 1/3 left to go in the season. Besides that, the other big story is that the ABS system is coming to Major League Baseball starting next season. We have robot umpires. It has finally happened. The CB Buckners and the Angel Hernandezes of the world can go straight to hell because now all we got to do is give that little tappy tap on the head. They're going to check the replay, give you that tennis style visual where we see exactly where the ball crosses the plate, and the call will either be upheld or overturned right then and there. Teams get 2 challenges per game. If they win the challenge, they keep it. So you can essentially just, if somebody's having a terrible day, you can just keep peppering that man because you're going to keep winning challenges and keep holding on to those. If you run out of challenges and it gets to extra innings, then you do get an extra challenge for the inning. So overall, what an exciting time to be a baseball fan that we finally are getting what we have been looking for so many years in the ABS system. Mirg, as a baseball fan, how excited are you about this?
I think it's going to be good for the game because you got guys, like you said, like C.B. Buckner, who either has personal vendettas sometimes or just call a ball even though it's middle. I mean, like I've seen, like, and it's just like, how do you even call that a ball? It's, you don't center cut. And like, it goes both ways. Like, oh, no. But then do we get the ones that get so it could go both ways. You get ultra conservative, and then people are like, oh, that's a strike, and then the pitcher starts going. I mean, it comes.
Yeah,
you get a battle there, and you could. Because I think you got to be careful with it at first. You can't get over happy with it. You got to use it on like with the challenge system you use now. You got to make darn sure you're right. And the problem with that is there is no, like I just saw in the rules, like you can't have any outside interference, and it's got to be an immediate reaction.
Right. It's got to be either the pitcher or the catcher or the batter. Nobody else can do
one of the three of the battery.
And they have to do it relatively fast. Like it's
gotta
pretty quick, almost immediate. But in all of the trials and what they've done in the minor leagues and what we've seen in preseason, in spring training when they introduced this and had them try it out, it is relatively fast. Like they know right away if it's a ball or a strike. If it's a ball that was called a strike, the batter almost immediately is tapping his head, to the point that somebody got in trouble in the beginning of the season because they tapped their head. It was almost like an instinct thing of like, that was a bad call, hit it, and got thrown out of the game for calling for a review.
Yeah, for arguing balls and strikes because he tapped his head.
Right. So I do think it's almost ingrained in these guys that they will be able to go quick, and they do have such good eyes. There's 2 points that I wanted to make about this. Number one, I am so upset that Joey Votto did not play long enough to see the ABS system, because if there is one player that would have been amazing with this system.
You could add 200 points to his OPS. I mean,
that dude had the best eye I have ever seen of any player since I've watched baseball. He would have absolutely been the king of the ABS. Like there is no doubt in my mind that when they eventually run all the stats and analytics about like this player has successfully challenged X number of calls and his correct percentage is this, blah, blah, blah. They're going to have all of those stats because baseball's full of nerds, and that's what we do with stats to keep track of stupid things that don't matter. Inevitably, that will happen, and when it does, nobody will top what Joey Votto would have done had he existed in baseball during the ABS era. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. He would have been the king of it. The other thing
Barry
that I want,
Bonds, like people overlook Barry Bonds, but he was notorious for his eye as well.
that's
Like everybody says steroids and whatnot, but Barry Bonds had a fucking eye when it came to the strike zone, because that man never swung at a bad pitch.
yeah.
Tony Gwynn had how many strikeouts did that man have over his whole career?
It's ridiculously low.
You can imagine if those guys had. I mean, you could almost extrapolate that back to like a player with almost every generation, like every 10-year section. You go back in 10 years, like, oh, it's Joseph Daniel Votto. Go back 10 more years, like, oh, it's Barry Bonds. Go back 10 more years, oh, it's Tony Gwynn. Like, you can almost find a player in a 10-year section that ABS review would have benefited the most in that era.
For sure. It's just that I feel like,
oh yeah, we got a soft spot in our hearts for JDB.
He was the dude. Some questions here. T's Nuts wanting to know, who would Joey Votto have screamed at? The robots? Yeah, absolutely. Joey Votto. Look, man, if Joey Votto was yelling at you as an umpire, you have royally screwed up, because that man knew exactly what he was talking about. He was on it every single pitch. If it was a strike, Joey Votto never complained. It wasn't like he complained about pitches that were called strike that were borderline. He just knew. He's like, no, that one was good. But when they were egregious, man, who can you blame him for screaming at the umps? I mean, that's your whole job, and you do that. So that's what I was going to say is, as great as ABS is, and as awesome as it is that we finally are going to get a better percentage of strike and ball calls correct within the league, the downside here is that it's not going far enough, right? Like we aren't seeing just how far this should go, because it's great that we're going to get the calls correct, but now it's almost like there is less pressure on the umpire to perform well, because it's going to get corrected anyways. So I feel like we need to put something in place that if you are challenged a certain number of times and the challenge is your call is overturned, demotions. We're putting you down to the minor league, or you're no longer allowed to umpire at home plate. You can only umpire in the field. Like, there needs to be something in place that holds these umpires accountable for bad calls beyond just being able to overturn it and give them the correct call. We have to put something in place that penalizes the umpires for being shitty over and over and over again. And we can't give them the safety net of the challenge call. Mirg, am I out of line for that?
You're not out of line, but the problem with that is, and the problem with trying to do anything different with referees, whether it be in Major League Baseball or in football, is the unions. You know what I mean? The unions are going to push back. The umpires union is going to push back hard on any sort of reprimanding based on the automated system.
That's fair, but we need to do it. I don't care what the union says.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that point.
I'm breaking that union if you want to come at me with this bullshit.
It's very, very mug of you, sir.
I'm excited. I love this. I love that we have this now, and I'm very pumped that robot umpires are finally here.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be good for the game. It'll be good for the game, and thankfully it'll be bad for CB Buck.
Yes, which is another reason why I'm very excited about this. We didn't even do it, Mookie. We did do it. We played the transition. Let's switch gears though, because joining the stream now is my boy, your boy, everybody's boy, MoneyBlakeweather. Blake, before I bring you in, let's do this proper, because I do want to talk to you about a little boxing. One of my favorite transitions we got is that one right there. Blake, there was a press conference this week for Jake Paul and Tank Davis, the sideshow circus that this fight is going to be. What are we doing, man? What are we doing?
Tank literally had the look on his face that I had looking at that video. Like, he's just like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, leave me alone. Stop trying to start some shit because this ain't even real. It's an exhibition fight. Like, this doesn't matter. And then he got into it a little bit. He's like grabbing his arms, and for good reason. Like, Jake Paul's he's like at his heaviest right now. And he doesn't care about. Doesn't have to make a weight for anything, you know. But like with Gervonta just standing with his hands in his pocket, like, I was just like, yeah, that's how I feel about this right now.
Blake, how does this even happen? Like, I saw this image and I'm like, that is like when I was trying to be cool and tough in front of my friends and talk shit to my older brother, and my older brother just beat the shit out of me. Like, the size difference here is insane to me. Jake Paul is 6'1".
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis is 5'5.5".
Yeah.
Jake Paul, 200 pounds. Davis, 135.
No, that's just the fight. That's just that's just the weight class that he fights at. He probably walks in 150, 152. He probably walks around between.
Jake Paul's coming in like 230, 240.
Yeah, he doesn't have to make weight for anything. He doesn't have to make weight. So nobody's having to make weight. You can just kind of be out of shape, like, as far as not making weight, not having to cut, you know. That's not always fun.
You don't have to cut.
You don't have to cut. You don't have to cut the line. It's gonna be great. We're not gonna cut to a clip, but not of this bullshit. We'll do this a little bit late. We'll do that. We are not cutting to any sort. Even when this fight happened, I hope the show never cuts to clips of this fight, because but also too, in if you think about it in stats, like as far as like ratios go, it's not really any different ratio wise than when Floyd, squared off against his brother. Like, his brother had just a huge size on him. And then, did it look unfair? Like, kind of not. Like,
no.
Logan Paul really couldn't do much.
But I feel like Jake is the better boxer than Logan. Like, Logan's the showman. Jake is he's more technical.
Better boxers the right word. Yeah, he's of the two, he is the better boxer.
Those are words to put in the same sentence.
That's fine. we'll let it fly.
I think a better exhibition fight would be if he fought one of the Diaz brothers.
That'd be pretty solid.
And he already fought Nate, and it was not fun because none of these UFC guys, the majority of them, they're not proficient with boxing, which is why somebody like Ilia Topuria has won the lightweight belt. Like, he's just a better boxer than a lot of these guys because he trains boxing specifically. Like, he talked about this in Rogan's podcast. He segments his training. He doesn't combine it. He segments wrestling. He segments jiu-jitsu, segments kickboxing, segments boxing. And the only time he puts it all together is when he's sparring to get ready for a fight. And because you're specialist in one of these areas, it's going to look really, really, you're going to look like top notch compared to these guys. And I think a lot of these fighters just don't do that. And then, somebody that's doing this 24/7, even if they're not even a skill comparison with you as a full round fighter, they're just going to, and you're a little bit older too, it's just going to not look as good as it could have been,
It's a money grab. It's a money grab for all parties.
Guys, is this just boxing? Because I will tell you right now, like, we had maybe one of the best boxing matches in recent memory on Netflix this past weekend when Canelo fought Bud. Like, these are two of the best boxers that exist, right? Yes. And Netflix came out and was like 4 million views or 41 million views. Like, nothing compared to what Jake Paul, Mike Tyson drew. Like, have we reached the point that fans only want the circus? They don't want like the real true boxing matches, the good boxing match, the ones that like growing up we got a pay-per-view for. Now they just want the clowns and the circus show and the elephant.
Here's the thing with that fight. You have to remember that fight, that the streaming sucked that night. So people probably had to tune in and tune out. So how are you counting views? Comparative
YouTube views.
Yeah. 3 seconds. And then you get that view. That's perfect.
Baby.
I think if they would have released like the actual number, been like, well, it was higher, but also people just stayed on tune the whole night because our service didn't suck. We finally got it right. So people had the opportunity to stay on for the full card. Like, even if they had it going in the background, you couldn't do that with that Tyson fight. It broke up, a little bit after the first one, right before the co-main, right before the main. Like, it was so disruptive. Hypothetically, if there was such a thing as an alternative non-paid site, I think maybe I'd be in the same boat as some people. Yeah. And having to do it, So that's I don't know, man. And it's also too, it's unfair to show that kind of a number because and then compare it to Floyd or what De La Hoya or Pacquiao have ever done, because motherfuckers paid for those fights like a lot of money. Like a lot of money, me included. Like I've spent a shit ton of money on those pay-per-views. Like those are actual. These are just streaming numbers. They need to segment it. It was streamed this much. Not. This isn't count. This is a separate. This is actually a whole new separate segment of numbers in comparison to like pay-per-view buys.
Yeah, no, you can't. You definitely can't compare it to previous numbers and pay-per-view buys. Like it has to be a class of its own. Like there needs to be. It's almost like baseball stats, right? Where it's like this is the stats and this is the steroid era stats and this is the stats again. Like that's kind of how you have to delineate these with pay-per-view buys and streams. But the number, if I'm not mistaken, the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight was like 160 million. So yes, there were problems with the stream. Right. It was choppy. But is it really 4 times as much choppy? Because I got to be honest, the second time that stream cut out on me, I was like, fuck it, I'm out. I'll catch clips on Twitter. I didn't keep going back 4 or 5 times. Like I feel like a lot of people were like that, right?
Some old heads that probably went back 89 times that night, bro. That shit was broken. bro can, my friend. So for them to, they probably fired their whole technology team and was just like, yo, bro, we need a shit ton of engineers right now. Let's load test the shit out of this because we're about to do some big stuff. And if we can't get this right, I guess we got a lot of fake views, but you know, this is not good. They got beat up on Twitter and every other social media and beat the shit out of them because like they couldn't get it right. It was a huge fight.
Mirg is holding up the Irish goodbye. I'm not letting you Irish goodbye. Good seeing you, man. Thanks for chiming in. See, but he just killed the camera. It's like, boop. I said Irish goodbye. That doesn't mean I'm saying anything here. Blake, do I even watch this fight? Like, is it even worth it, or should I?
If you've got nothing better to do, like, yeah, just like tune in because everybody else is going to tune in. But like, I'm not expecting much. I'm being honest. I'm going to watch it just because I'm a sucker, but not for Jake Paul. Just I'm a boxing nerd. And I'm not expecting this to. Oh, I'm not expecting a breakdown to come on YouTube and be like, whoa, this shit was the best. Man, have you seen the tactics these motherfuckers? No, I'm not expecting anything like that. Not for this fight. No.
Take ducked a lot because that's a big ass reach.
Now we can cut to a clip.
The reach is crazy. Jake Paul has a 76-inch reach. Tank has a 67.5-inch reach. That's insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. And Tyson wanting to know, is this the Paul that wrestles or the one that boxes? Well, since we've talked boxing for the last 7 minutes, it's the one that wrestles. What an ass.
That was a good question. That was a really good question, though, actually. Wasn't a good question. That wasn't a good question.
Hold on. You earned this one, Blake. You earned it. Hold on. Let me get to it. All right. I want to talk a little basketball here. Blake, I know you're not a basketball fan, but I feel like you would appreciate these stories. So we're gonna
okay. Let's go to it.
Boom shakalaka!
Gilbert Arenas, No Chill Gil, was talking about LeBron James deserving some statues. Saying that LeBron deserves not one, not two, but 3 statues, one in Cleveland, one in Miami, one in LA. He says that every franchise that LeBron has played for should honor him with a statue. He was quickly shot down. I think it was Byron Davis that was like, he ain't earned one in LA yet. They've only won one. He doesn't deserve a statue for one. Blake, we got too many statues, bro. There's too many statues that are out here. I can't.
So many statues. A lot of people are saying too many statues. Wow. You give people Tylenol. Look, they want to make so many statues. It's very horrible. It's not great. We shouldn't do too many people.
Down statues. We're putting up statues. There's too many statues.
So many. So, wait, I need to have a statue. That's what we're working on right now. All of those same cities we're doing Trump because what a great statue. Too many LeBrons though. Wow, unbelievable. Can you believe it? Wow, unbelievable.
3's too much, right? Like,
yeah, that is a lot, bro. Like, just get the one and do it with wherever you retire. I think that's fair because what if the other teams don't love you anymore? You know.
Well, here's the thing. All right, Cleveland will absolutely give him a statue.
Okay,
there's no doubt about it because he brought them a championship that the city had been wanting for so long. So Cleveland. Absolute, and he's from the area.
Yeah.
Cleveland will give him a statue. Miami is a franchise. I know you're not hip to the basketball stuff, Blake, but Miami has retired the jerseys of people who play other sports. Like Dan Marino's number is retired. The quarterback for the Dolphins is retired for the Heat. Like nobody can wear 13 because
that's okay. Yeah.
So they just give shit out in Miami. They're just like, yeah, whatever you want. Like you get whatever. That's fine. So
when are you and Greg getting a retired number of it? I'm just wondering. The fans want to know, you know.
Deserve it as much as Dan Marino does. I've scored as many points for the Heat as Dan Marino has. That's all I know. But like, so Miami probably going to give him a statue. Like good chance of that. So LA is the third of third. So do we think 2 is too much? Is 2 too much?
I mean, if they're gonna do it, like, yeah, I would think 2 is too much, but if they're gonna do it anyway, like, it's like you got kids, you know, you tell them not to do something, but if you're like, I guess you're gonna do it anyway, like, whatever. You live and you learn, I guess. I don't know, man. It does feel like too much, but also at the same time, like, if you hometown kid, like that, these all make sense. Like, both reasonings make sense. You go with whoever retired, you know. Oh my God, he contributed.
So there's the third one. He's likely going to retire with LA.
Yeah.
So Cleveland gives him the statue because he's a hometown kid. Miami gives him a statue because they give everybody everything, and then he retires in LA. So then there's your third statue. Like, so.
It just seems, brother. Yeah, it seems like so many, dude. If they're gonna do it anyways, like, is there not like a negotiation? Like, is somebody not?
No, we don't know. This is all speculation. This is
protest.
Gilbert Arenas saying that he deserves it. I personally feel like 3 statues is excessive. We're that's too much statue.
Is there anybody else that's had that many statues?
There can't be, right? There's no way. Now
I don't know. I'm just like wondering, like, what's the precedence? Will this be the precedence for people having 3 statues, and then people are going to work their way to having 3 statues, or like somebody else somewhere has this many, you know?
Trying to get
stat.
Yeah, more statues.
If anybody knows, if the fans out there know, let us know. What do you call you? Craft brewerians? Craft brewmatoriums?
Craft brewers?
Craft brewers. Yeah.
Right? That'd be a good one. All right. So apparently Magic Johnson has a statue, a 17-foot tall statue in Los Angeles. And he also has a statue at Michigan State, his college. Okay. Now, hold on. If we're also counting lower levels, does that mean LeBron could get Cleveland, Miami, and LA, and his high school puts up a statue for him?
Bro,
and the school that he founded in Akron puts up a statue for him. Now he's up to 5 statues for the man.
What? How much are we worshiping this man?
I'm minimum 5 statues now because hometown kid, franchise that gives a statue to everybody, place where you retire, your high school that you donate millions of dollars to and basically paid for their arena, and the school that you founded and built and is named after you, the LeBron James Academy or whatever. Like, that's 5 worthy statues.
Yeah, but damn, isn't that so much? Like, isn't that a lot though?
A lot of statues. A lot of statues.
Too many. I've already said this. They're just giving them out. Wow, I remember when you had to earn statues. Wow. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is nope. You know what? In that case, cut it off at 3. Like, if people are making the case for like 7 or 8, you're just like, okay, stop it at the 3. The 3 is fine. That's fine.
You got to 3. We're good. We're good. We don't need any more than these 3.
Yeah. No.
Speaking of opulence and more than what you need, there is a guy on Twitter that's going viral. Apparently he does like all kinds of like tours of stadiums, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this guy got famous because on TikTok he would just go into stadiums and stay as long as possible until they actually kicked him out. And if he was on a road trip, he would just try to sneak into a stadium and get on the field. So this guy's gotten a huge following, and now he's actually legit and doing tours of stadiums and like showing things off. He was at UConn this week. UConn is a college basketball powerhouse. Men's and women's just absolutely dominating.
I see their name every year in the, what is it? The basketball, the
March Madness.
Madness. I would see their name every year. Every year they're doing stuff.
They are, and they're usually winning. And here's how much they're winning. When you first walk into their new facility, in the lobby, there is a 3-tier trophy case that is just national championship trophies.
Jeez Louise.
This is a 3-tier national championship trophy as you walk into the lobby. They have amassed so many trophies between winning the national championship, coach of the year for their coaches, Big East tournament, NCAA tournament, regional champions, NCAA like Final Four appearance, all of these trophies that they have earned. They have gotten so many of the trophies that some of them are just sitting in a closet, a
Yeah.
storage room
Yeah.
closet, just hanging out. Like here's our regional final. We don't even put these out. We don't give a shit about these. These go next to Clark's his mopping supply.
This is like, as a whiskey fan, this is like when you go somewhere and they have such tremendous bottles, and then even the ones that's floor whiskey is what they call this. They call this floor whiskey. And you're like, but why is the Weller? Why is it on the floor? Why is the Blanton's on the floor? And it's because like they have just such other tremendous bottles. And you're like, these
most
shits
amazing.
They're like,
The
oh,
most
you want?
amazing.
Yeah, you want those? Oh, nobody cares about those. And you're like, what the shit? These are all good. What are we talking about?
It's like a supply closet, Blake. It's literally just like hanging out. Like, oh yeah, this is
Like,
whatever.
The janitors back there taking selfies and being like telling girls like, oh, check out what I did. You know, like, look, I won this one the other week. And it's just like, bro, what? Like, they're so accessible. Somebody could take these home and they wouldn't notice.
Nobody would know. Blake,
Nobody would know.
It gets even worse. And this was the image that I saw that just infuriated me. As somebody who has been a big college basketball fan, who wants to see his team win something, just bring home some trophy, something for me. I saw this picture and the rage that I felt can't be described. This school has won so much that they were using a Big East championship trophy as a door stopper in the facility.
Good Lord. Oh no, what are we doing? What are we doing? Is it the next one's gonna be sold on eBay or something? You buy these on Amazon at this point.
Giveaway bags that they give to visitors. They're like, you want a trophy? Just take a trophy.
What?
It's a door stopper.
Yes. And also, how many doors have that as a door stop? Like, I'm now curious. Like,
yeah, you know that's not the only one.
That's not the only one.
T said this is like what Tom Hanks does with his Emmys.
But actually, though, he puts them as door stoppers in his
totally
house.
Good. The rage that I felt when I was flipping through this dude's Twitter and saw the Big East championship trophy as a door stopper leading to like the bathrooms. Like I don't even know where this is going to. It's just like, oh yeah, bathrooms are this way. Just when you hit the Big East championship trophy from 2022, just
go straight and then cut left. Yeah. You're like the one from 2003 or the 04. They're like, either one goes the same. It all leads. You're not going to get lost. Don't worry about it.
So stupid, man. What do we do here? Like, that's excessive winning. LeBron James, too many statues. UConn, too many trophies. If you're using it to prop open the doors, you've won too much.
A lot of problems going on here that I see. This is somebody talking about this in the news? Are they saying that they just use their trophies not as trophies, but just like as like in this case door stoppers, or they throw them at people's cars or something? I don't know.
It should be a national story. It's getting very underreported outside of this guy who just happened to take a tour and be like, by the way, this is fucking crazy, right? Like, this is a trophy holding open the door. I just had to pee, and it's just right here. Wow. Blake, I know you weren't on at the beginning of the show, so I'm interested to hear. We're going to recap drinks tonight, and pull the plug on this. What delicious, tasty whiskey did you have in your cup tonight?
And I didn't do any whiskey. It's a sober weekday this week. I know, and I've got so many behind me to choose from. I just went sober, Michelob. So for all my sober, with the Michelob Zero. So, I just kept it chill. It was a weeknight. Yeah, I had a crazy Friday with y'all. So everybody go to Discord for that. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I just kept it sober. I'm keeping it PG, maybe till the weekend. We'll see how long this sober train goes for.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna talk about that Discord chat in 1 second. I was drinking Caramel Plum King from Southern Tier, 8.6%. It is absolutely delicious.
They have a caramel one?
It's caramel, and it's not like overpowering, Blake. Like it's all the pumpkin flavors, but then just like that caramel aftertaste. Oh, it's good. It's good. Absolutely. If you find it, I'll probably be drinking it again next week. Quick confession. Can I make a confession, Blake?
Oh, yeah.
The Discord.
All right, Usher. Let's go.
This is my confession. Friday night, we like to do a little group hang on the Discord voice chat where everybody just kind of bullshits and talks about whatever and hangs out. Friday, I had a few bourbons by the time I got on that group chat. It was a couple. And also there was some fun pharmacy stuff going on as well. Oh shoot, hold on. Let me before I get
before Mookie does it.
Yeah, before I get yelled at, I'll go ahead and do it.
Miller for 3. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
Late on it. Apologies, everybody. So I was in an elevated state that night. And at one point during the conversation, I fell asleep.
Wow.
I fell asleep and I wasn't muted. I don't know if there was any snoring that came through to the group chat,
okay.
But my wife woke me up and was like, turn off the phone call and go to bed. And I was like, okay. Passed out. I was just passed out on my couch listening to you guys talk for I don't know how long. I have no idea how long I was out. But then I came to and was like, oh, and then just ghosted the phone call. And this is my confession.
Oh, this is way better than Usher's, actually. I was laughing. I was laughing at that song. I'm laughing so much more at this one. This is good. And I don't think anybody caught you, to be quite honest. I don't think anybody noticed the difference.
All right, good. Because I was talking a lot, and then I think I might have fallen asleep mid-sentence.
Yeah, you were talking a lot. Me and everybody else we're just running up the phone bill, bro. If this was the 90s, we would have ran up everybody's anytime minutes. Like there'd be none left, So
it was after 9. You were good.
You're right. It was nighttime, nighttime weekend minutes. We would have been good, but definitely lots of overtime minutes, anytime minutes.
Shit. Well, thanks for hopping in, man. I appreciate you coming in because you know what this was tonight? This is a show. We did it. We made it. I don't know how long I'm going to make it by myself. But thank you, dude, for joining in. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Helping me out here. Also, shout out to Big Mirg for stopping by, and Ed. I'm not going to call him Bearcat Ed. That way. Shout out to you as well, man, for hopping in. Appreciate y'all jumping in here and helping me clear this ship. Hopefully we get it right soon, right? I'm Mr. Greg. I'm Mr. Luke. Hopefully we get the feedback in the near future. In the meantime, though, go subscribe on the YouTube channel. Hit that bell so you know when we go live and post new content. Tell a friend. We're trying to grow this thing, so tell a friend, and then they'll tell a friend, and then they'll tell a friend, and let's get big here. All right. Follow the show at Crafty Sports, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, on all those. You can join the Facebook group if you want to. It's dwindling now. More and more people are migrating over to Discord, so go hit us up there on Discord to search Crafty Sports. We'll bet you if you're cool or not. If you're cool, we'll let you in. But go do that. Help us out. We'll see you all next week. Cheers, everybody.
You don't worry about the no's. You only worry about the yeses. The no's determine your future, not the yeses will come.